Hello viewers, hi to everyone. Recognizing the importance of English language in our day-to-day life, especially in the era of globalization, where the whole world has been amalgamating into a global village. This use of vocabulary is very important. It's a key factor in our written or spoken English, and how we understand the spoken English and the way how we understand it. So finding it and finding its necessity, I would like to share these videos, and if you find it useful, subscribe it to get more and more videos. And each video is not going to be for a longer time. It's only for a few minutes. Watch it, enjoy it, and use it in your day-to-day life. Now, shall we move to our lesson? Under vocabulary, our first lesson, day 1. It's very simple, and you are all well aware of that first alphabet, first letter of the English alphabet, A. Under vocabulary, about A is the first lesson. Okay, shall we move towards it? Now, you all know that A is the first letter of the English alphabet, and also it's a note in Western music. And where do we use this A, and how do we use it, and when do we use it, and how to pronounce it? We shall go in detail one after one. Nearly here we have 12 categories. Under what situations do we use this A? Let us go one by one. It's the first letter of the English alphabet. You all know it's a note in Western music. And also, next we are well aware of this one also. A mark for a piece of excellent work. Suppose if our students did anything and it's a excellent piece of work. Suppose if it's an excellent piece of work, what grade do we award? A grade. A grade. So, A stands for excellence under grading. Suppose if a boy or a girl scores all grades, A grades only in all subjects, then we can say he or she scores all A's. A's means here plural. In all subjects, his grades are A's. So all A's. He scores all A's. Or she scores all A's. That means it's a performance indicator. A. Here we use it as a indicator, performance indicator. And next, as a determiner. This one also, all of us well aware of that. As a determiner, we use A. Under what context? Let us see one by one. I have bought you new pen. Suppose we are all well aware before singular nouns. I have a blue marker. A scale. I have a scale. I have a board. Likewise, I have a scale, wooden scale. Like this. A scale, marker, board. All these are singular nouns. So before singular nouns, we use this A, and before singular nouns that are used first. Okay. I have a next. There was a sudden explosion. I heard a girl weeping. Okay. And next, use it before some uncountable nouns when we want to limit their meaning in some way. Suppose if we wanted to limit the meaning, we can use it before uncountable nouns. Can you give examples? Yes, here she has a great love for painting. And also, I have a limited knowledge of Hindi. I have a limited knowledge of Hindi. So my knowledge is very limited. I am very poor at Hindi. There we can use a limited knowledge of Hindi. A great love of. Here see adjective. Limited knowledge is now. Limited is now adjective. The same here. A great love. Next, used before some nouns of action. Uncountable nouns. Limited is uncountable noun. No here. Limited knowledge. Okay, uncountable only. And knowledge is uncountable, love is uncountable. So before these uncountable nouns, we use it. Next, used before some nouns of action. Okay, take a look at this board. Take a look at this heading. Take a look at these sentences, examples. Take a look at these categories likewise. So take here verb, look, action word. So before action words we use a look, take a look, have a look, like that. And there is a knocking at the door, a knocking. Knocking is noun, action word, knocking. There is a knocking at the door. And she is going to have a wash. A wash. Wash is an action. Now, yes, action word, and it is used as a noun. Okay, is it clear to you? And next, let's go to the another category. It is used before the first noun of a paid nouns. Generally, in our day-to-day life, we are well aware of paid nouns: cup and saucer, pen and pencil, paper and pen, lock and key, likewise. And where should we use this a in these paid nouns? Before the first noun. Before the first noun of paid nouns. Look at this, a cup and saucer. Here we use before cup, but not before saucer. In that, here, because these two paid nouns are used together as a unit, single unit. A lock and key. Here we use before lock, but not before key, because these two nouns together used as a single unit. So before the first noun we use a. And a book and pen. A book and pen. Here also before but not before pen. When these two together used as a single unit, we use a before the first noun. Next, used before some words that expresses a number or amount. Suppose, let us imagine the situation in our classroom. Suppose if there are 25 students, but we have only 15 pens, like that, to meet the needs of students, to meet the needs of all students. We can say that a few pens are there. That means we cannot meet the needs of all students with these 15 pens, because the number of students there is 20. In that way we can say 50 or 12. Sometimes we can use 12 pens are there. Just imagine the situation, 12 pens are there and number of students 20. We can use a few pens are there. And suppose if there are only 2 pens, then we say few pens are there, not a few pens. Few pens means almost none. With there is 2 pens, how can we meet the needs of all 20 students? So few pens are there means almost none. And 10 or 12 pens are there means we can use a few pens. A few pens means here, yes, we can meet needs of some students, but not all students. In the same way, a bit of cloth. A bit, a bit means it's a quantity. In the same way, a lot of biscuits. Here, amount, a certain amount. Bit means it's a certain amount. In the same way, a lot of biscuits. Many biscuits are there. Suppose if there are many biscuits, we can say a lot of biscuits are there. Before lot of we use a, and at the same time, depending upon the situation, before few we use a. In the same way, sugar, a little sugar. If suppose in the tin there is certain amount of sugar to meet the needs of 2 or 3 members, but there are 5 members, we can say a little sugar is there. Suppose if the sugar is not there, then we can say that almost little sugar. That means no sugar is there. So in that way we can use a little sugar. Next, and coming to the next example, used in front of a person's family's name. And suppose if we meet any person from a particular family, but we don't know the name of that particular person, but we know the surname of that particular family, we can add a before the surname. He is the a surname. Is that a surname? Is that a Smith's family? In that way we can say. Is that a Williams family? Like that we can say. Okay, and that means in the same way we can add our surnames also. Is that a? Suppose if that you know the surname of that particular family. Is that a? You can add surname. In that way we can use a before the surname to call or to notice any particular person of that particular family. And we can use it when saying how often something happened in a certain period. I play chess once a week. Okay, we can hear week is a particular period of time, and I play chess once a week, one time. In that once a week, before the period of time, before that particular period of time, we use a week, once a week. I visit temple twice a week. Twice a week. Week is a particular period of time. And I visit I watch TV often, twice a day. Day is a particular period of time. I visit tourist places twice a year. Year is a particular period of time. In this way, before that particular period of time, we can use a to denote habitual visits, actions, or habitual things that go often. Sometime to denote the number of times. Okay, I play chess once a week. I visit temple twice a week. Likewise, we can use. That means here we use a before that particular period of time when we talk or say about our habitual visits or habitual actions that take place during that particular period of time. And finally, one. A denotes one, number one. That means a dozen, 1 dozen. Instead of saying 1 dozen, we can say a dozen of bananas. In the same way, we can say a kilo. Instead of saying 1 kilo, we can say a kilo. Instead of saying 1 meter, we can say a meter. Instead of saying 1 rupee, we can say a rupee. Likewise. And at the same time, sometimes after fraction before unit, half a dozen. Half a dozen. So we use it before the unit, not before fraction. Okay, is it clear to you, all of you? It's I think it's very useful, and if you find it interesting, if you find it useful, subscribe it to get more and more videos. Thank you one and all. We can meet in another session. Thank you once again.